Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. It's February 17th. Today, your assignment is called Competition Shapes Ecosystems. Okay. You have a video attached with that assignment that is super good, has lots of information, but I've had a couple questions in class, so I thought that it would be a good time just to address them with everybody. Somebody asked, what is a resource? And I think that person maybe just wasn't watching some of the videos, but that's okay. Resource could mean a lot of things, right? But in the sense of what we're talking about, the resources that species are competing over would be like the things we need to survive, right? So food, water, shelter, in the sense of passing on genetics, a mate. So when we're talking about whether it be plants, animals, bacteria, whatever, competing over resources, we're talking about their fight to get more resources, right? To get more food than something else. So they could be from different species. We could have a wolf and a bear, and they might not physically fight, right? They could like actually fight. But when we say compete, it's more of like the bear's hunting for food, the wolf's hunting for food. If the wolf is catching more food than the bear, then they're going to have a better chance of survival. That's the competition. Okay. And then we can also have competition within the same species. So imagine within those wolves, right? Those wolves need to get more food than their other counterparts or their other wolves, or at least enough to survive. So they're having to, compete. And in some cases, they could compete. Somebody asked, do animals eat their own species in nature? And sometimes, yes, we're finding more and more that we don't know a ton about always what happens in nature. But generally speaking, like a wolf is not going to hunt another wolf for food, right? And the main reason is like that's a really difficult task. Like there's a reason they're the predator, right? And also it's just not really their thing, I guess. Like it makes more sense for a wolf to attack a deer. For one, a deer is way easier to catch than another wolf. And then for two, once you catch them, a deer is not fighting back nearly as much, right? Or doesn't have the same capabilities of fighting back. Okay, so that kind of explains resources and competition. If resources are up, competition's low, right? If there's tons of food, tons of water, tons of shelter, you don't have to fight a ton. But if there's not very much of that stuff, then yeah, there's going to be more of a fight. And then just the idea of what a limiting factor is. A limiting factor is just something that kind of prevents a population from growing anymore. Like a new predator, that could be a limiting factor. This factor limits the population, right? So like disease. Disease is a limiting factor. Like a natural disaster, like a fire or a drought, something like that would be a limiting factor. Now that whole hillside is burned up. Now all the deer have to move over to the other hillside. Now that hillside's more crowded, right? Some of those deer are going to die. Boom. Sweet. That's about it. Short and sweet. Hopefully I answered any questions you have at home, or you're just sitting out in my classroom silently and don't want to talk to me. Hopefully this answered your question. If not, post in Teams, raise your hand, let me know. All right, love you dudes. Peace out.